S2S fam, what's going on? Y'all already know. CJ here. Listen, man. Little insider. We'll see y'all there. Peace. I think for those of you who are struggling with that, you have to ask yourself, what is your credit score with your wife? You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, what's your credit score? Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but when you make bad decisions with your credit, you can't just go up in somewhere and be like, yo, let me get a car, let me get this, let me get that. You have to have a proven track record. And I had no credit score with her. I didn't have bad credit, but I had no credit. And if you know what no credit is really bad credit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You ready?
To another edition of the Secret to Success podcast. I'm your host, CJ, joined. No Carl today. No ET today.
What?
No. Let me tell you something. If there was ever a facelift done on this podcast, getting them two ugly jokers out of here and getting these two beautiful, just queens. I feel like queen is overused on the internet, but it's no other word for these two. Man, I don't know how we pulled this off. Honestly, I don't.
I don't know.
You still haven't pulled it off yet.
Yeah, that part.
All things are possible.
We were in pre-production. We were in pre-production, and Camille was like, yo, let me start everything off. So, sis, the floor. Oh, my goodness. All right. So, we have, listen, y'all know Candace probably a little better just because she's been on the pod quite a few times. I know y'all heard Camille a few times. But I'll start with the introduction of my lovely bride of coming up on 15 years.
Yes.
This is Candace Elaine Quinney, my wife. You know what I'm saying?
Elaine?
Right.
Oh, that's
the one who helped us take off. You know what I'm saying? The one who was responsible for E and I being able to chase this dream down. We'll get into that later, but y'all help me welcome her to the pod one time. Welcome,
what's up, sis?
Candace. And I'll let you do your own introduction because I'm sure this is going to be much longer and much every time I close my eye. Go ahead.
I'm going to just flow from what you did. We are coming up on our 22nd year of marriage.
Let's go.
We are coming up on our 30th year together. 30 years. Woo, my God. Come on. Man, this is the woman who has been with me most of my life, 3/4 of my life. She's the one who believed in the vision. Back when the vision had no evidence. Back when the vision was just a dream. I know you be calling me Dr. King all the time.
Yeah.
But this is back when I had a dream.
Yeah.
She was there with me. This is my Coretta Scott King. This is my Betty Shabazz.
Amen.
You know, this is the woman who's been with me and stood by me back when I thought I was making it to the league, and I didn't. And then I went to the police league, and I got hurt there, and then I kept going. But no, this is my best friend. My mother to my children and my wife.
Yes.
Man, welcome.
Come here.
And, I do appreciate you being on because Camille, y'all know Camille is a little bit more introverted, you know what I'm saying? At least forward facing. When we all kicking it, I wouldn't say that's true, but just to have you on and get your perspective, because I've always said one of the main weaknesses of this podcast is we have 4 men. And obviously everything comes from a male perspective, and they hear us obviously talk about you all a lot, but we do have a lot of women listeners. Shout out to y'all, love y'all, who support us and been rocking with us forever, but they, write in quite a bit, and they're like, well, we want to hear from the wives, and we want to hear, so we'll try to incorporate that in. But before we go there, we got a big trip coming up, y'all.
Man, can I get my wife to say hi?
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, my bad. Okay. Go for it. I'm trying to ease her into the pod.
But you ain't going to be doing my wife like that,
I'm trying to ease her into the pod.
Can she say hi?
Yes, of course. You introduce. Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
Hello, podcast world.
Okay.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, don't try to make me look rude, man. I'm trying to ease it. She said go easy. So we have a big trip coming up. How y'all feeling?
Ooh-wee.
I'm ready.
I
feel like I'm ready.
Let me tell you something. This has been, how long have we been doing this now? What'd you say?
At least 8 years. At least. When we started going overseas.
Oh my God, just trips. Period.
Oh,
birthday trip.
okay.
My birthday trip.
Yeah.
Many years.
20 years, I would say. 15 to 20 years. Anytime between that. Solid. At least 15 to 20 years. We've been going out the country or staying domestic during COVID. We had a great domestic trip. Everybody picked up about 10, 15 pounds. But, we've been just doing that. And again, now this has always been a dream vacation. This has always been since the beginning. And
For both of y'all or just...
I think it's a dream because she knows it's my dream.
vacation for Jamal.
So we are going to Egypt.
Yes.
I don't know if I said
We're not
that.
just going to Egypt. You can't say it like that.
Okay, hi.
We're not just going to... Okay, what are we doing? Experiencing Egypt.
This is left side.
Okay.
I sent everything to
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
absolutely left side
Yes.
It is.
of
I
the
would
menu.
agree with that.
Living.
Okay, tell us about Egypt and why? Because you were kind of the architect.
Come on, man. It's too early to cry.
I'm a little. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of shallow when it comes to history. I don't be knowing. I just know they got pyramids over there. Shout out to Moose as well, who is from Egypt. But I'm not gonna lie. I never really had a thought of going to Egypt, and my brother said he wanted to go. And then shout out to Will. Will was like, man. And so, I'm just rolling. I mean, I'm excited, but I'm just rolling. Why Egypt?
Well, so every other year, right, we switch it up. We do the beach, resort, layout, beautiful.
I can just stay right there.
And we did that. We did that last year, in the Columbia.
We did.
We did it. We went. What did we go to? The beach.
Cartagena.
Bora Bora.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? We did that last year. We had the yacht. We was doing that. Now this year is the history. This is the history / we made sure because we made sure to still have that beach life, but yet we are like full go history. We're going to the Valley of the Kings. Where that's where King Tut, King Tutankhamun. We have we're taking that boat cruise up the Nile, going to Upper and Lower Egypt. The luxury, and there's only like 60 rooms, and we have probably about almost half of the rooms on the luxury cruise ship. The resort is phenomenal. I'm talking about phenomenal. Our room suite is, you open up, you got 2 balconies right out staring at the pyramids. I mean, it's going to be left side.
Shout out to our Patreon fam who gets the chance to see this.
Yeah,
all
they
live.
definitely, they get a chance.
If you ain't on Patreon, you should be. S2S Patreon.
But it's just history, man.
Yeah.
It's just,
Okay.
if you think about it, I know a lot of times they try to make Egypt seem like it's in the Middle East, but it's Africa. And so this is my first time. I did my DNA, my African ancestry DNA, and I'm 99.8% from the Mende people, which is in Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
And so someone from my bloodline got kidnapped, maybe how many hundreds of years ago, and literally got brought to the United States or America, whatever. And now I am one of my first that I know of in my bloodline to return back to Africa. And so this is actually monumental, bro, because I still carry that same DNA, right? So that DNA got kidnapped, brought over, and it possibly never been back until me.
Okay, Camille, how you feeling about the fact that it's going to be 117 degrees?
That's what I'm nervous about. That's the only thing I'm really nervous about is going into the museums and sweltering heat. That is the only thing I'm
It's
worried
literally about to be 117. Like I seen one day it was 118.
Yeah.
I was like, dog, what does that even feel like? You know what I'm saying? So,
But they say it's dry heat, so we've got our fans, we got our towels. We should be okay.
I've been practicing in the sauna. You know what I'm saying? Just sitting in there, extending my time out. Just trying to. Bae, how you feeling?
I feel good. I am. This morning we were out. We took the kids on a quick trip, and we were outside, and it's like 90 degrees here, and I was like, "Whoa!" I'm like dripping sweat at 90. So what am I going to be doing at 117? So yeah, I think I just got to make the decision on: am I trying to go cute and cute vacation vibe, or am I going like rugged adventure vibe? So I think that's my thing. But no, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the people.
It's impossible for you to not go cute. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Who but me? Who but me? You know what I'm saying? So, man, we've been having some interesting conversations on the pod. I know Camille listens. Well, you don't listen, so
No,
you might need to be caught up
clarify
to
that.
speed.
Clarify the don't listen.
Oh,
You don't listen to the podcast.
oh, get him. Get him. Tell the truth. Come on now, tell the truth.
You don't listen.
No,
Why?
I was requested not to.
Well, because you
Not
start having the attitude.
Yes,
Yes, you
yes.
start getting upset with like some of the content. So I was like, okay, well, don't listen. But and so she didn't. But I thought she would like peeking every now and then.
No,
She literally hasn't
no.
heard.
My husband told me not to listen, so I don't listen.
Okay. Oh, okay. Hold on. Now we get
Wait a
somewhere.
minute now.
Now we get somewhere.
Uh-oh.
Now
Some
we
people
get
ain't gonna
somewhere.
like that now.
So I mean, but before we, and I don't want to get into like, the controversial part of it or anything else, but I think of what I will start with, if you don't mind, Camille, is, I think for a lot of women, we have, female friends and stuff who ask us about dating and how did y'all meet and how did you this and how did you that, and we know that y'all met young, high school, things like that. I would say my question to you to kind of kick it off would be, Maul said before there was, right? Like, the 9-to-5 millionaire, the successful guy and husband and all of that. What were some of the things that you saw in him early that you knew? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like some people, like we talked about this the other day, and some people were like I was, to preface it, and I'm gonna let you know where I was going. I was telling somebody, they were like, I think like, if you got that much money, you should sign a prenup. And I was like, nah, I don't necessarily agree with that. And they were like, you don't believe I said, nah, just don't get married. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just on some like, ain't nobody forcing you to get married. So like, just date. Like, we know plenty of couples who've been together for 15, 20 years. They just never got married. Man, I don't know why that's their personal preference, but I'm like, yo, if you get married and say, till death do us part, then, it's all fair game if you then break what if the other person start? And I was like, that's just part of it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, when you saw Maul early on, what were some of the defining characteristics that you saw that you were like, yo, we know who he is now. We know all the 5 pillars. We got all of that. Let us know about early Jamal and kind of what, you saw that back then.
Sometimes Jamal and our stories differ a little bit.
Oh, you too. You too.
Just a little bit. Of course, Jamal was on the football team. That didn't matter to
Captain
me.
of the team. Captain
Captain of the team.
Captain of football.
That didn't matter to me. Jamal was most popular. I didn't know it.
Most masculine.
All his class notable.
Most humble.
But the thing that endeared me to him was he respected my values when I told him what they were, which it could have drove another guy away, but he respected my values. And that was the initial thing that kind of endeared me to him. And then, of course, down the line, years later, I got to, not years later, but I got to know more about him as a person, as his family, his drive, his ambition. But those weren't the things that I knew right away when we were in high school. Mm-hmm. Those weren't even the things that I even knew to look for.
Yeah.
Really. So it's just kind of like, oh, he's nice, he's cute, we have a good time, we talk on the phone. But the initial thing was definitely that he respected my values and he verbalized that to me. And then all the other stuff was just extra. I didn't even
RGANIFI.com/success. And you can check this out yourself. Listen, guys, picture this. You wake up in the morning and instead of fumbling through a myriad of supplements and ingredients, you simply mix up some Organifi green juice. Bam! You've just flooded your body with essential nutrients and antioxidants to kickstart your day. And if you're looking to fuel your workouts and recovery, Organifi Complete Protein has got your better version of you. So what are you waiting for? Go check it out now. Organifi.com/success.
So then, and y'all, we've heard, Maul proposed and did it big and had the Jamaican Luther.
Jamaican Luther.
Yeah, Maul had did we tell that? Maul
I
had
don't think so.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, tell the story of the engagement, because I want to get into what we've been talking about lately, but we got to set the foundation a little bit.
So for the engagement, I don't think I've ever, was that our first time? That was our first time out the country.
Yes.
Yeah, that was our first time. So we've never been out the country before. Yep. And this is back now. Keep in mind, because I know a lot of people listening always say, oh, Ma, you a millionaire. You was doing this. You could afford that. This is when I literally was really making $36,000. I might have had one property or two properties. Might have?
No,
At least
probably
one?
not. No.
No? I didn't have any?
No, because
I was straight. 36,000 before taxes.
Come on.
Nothing else. And this is when I put together this whole big old engagement. I had talked to her mom. I took her dad out to what's the name of that steakhouse?
Matson's
Steakhouse. Oh, it's where you walk with a tray and they put the food on it.
Come on,
He loved it. Oh, I just want to go there right now. No, Pops. Oh, he loves
Golden
that.
Corral.
Oh, bro, exactly. So I took her pops out and first.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to show, respect, man. Before I had daughters, and I would hope that a young man would treat me that same kind of way. And I said, I said, Camille, mom doesn't know. I said, Camille doesn't know. I said, I wanted you to be the first to ask permission to take your daughter's hand in marriage.
Yeah.
And he literally started crying. You got to know him. My man started crying. And he was like, I was like, hey, everything okay? I mean, he cried like boo-hooed. And he was just like you already my son. He was already, he was like, y'all already there. I've been knowing you since you was 15, 16 years old. But then I talked to her mom next. And then we put together her sister. I wanted everybody that she loved to be in on it. And we put together this whole plan where I was like, all right, I was like, I want to take her to Jamaica. We never been out the country before. Back then, you didn't need a passport.
Didn't need a passport,
Thank
just a
God,
birth certificate.
because that would have messed it up. You just need a birth certificate. So mama already had the birth certificate set. I said, all right, the plane leaves at like.
Shout out to moms keeping the birth certificate. At what age does that end? Because I feel like my mom still got mine.
Everybody's
I'm like, dog. I'm like, yo, when does that get? I'm 41 and my mama still got mine. I be like, Mom, you see my birth certificate?
Right, bruh. So we set it up where I talked to her sister and I was like, look, all right. I talked to her best friend and I was like, I don't have time to pack nothing up. So look, we need to buy her all new clothes so that she can have clothes and I don't know what she wear. And then so they took care of that part. I was like, all right, I am going to get a limo and come in the middle of the night because the plane was leaving at it was like an early flight, like 8 a.m. So I had to, you got to be there a couple hours early. So I might have popped up at the house about 4 a.m. And I had my boy with me. He had a camcorder, the big old camcorders, which we need to find a tape because it's all on tape.
You called my job, took me off of work.
I called her job.
You did.
I was 20. How old was I? 21, 22?
I was working Enterprise Rent a Car.
So I was probably like 21, 22 years old. I called her job, talked to her manager and said, look, Camille gonna need the week off because we're going to Jamaica. And they was like, all right, cool. And they wanted to put it in this announcement at this job to let everybody know. I pulled up to her house. Her mom either left the door unlocked or something. It was in the middle of the night. And then I went into her bedroom and she literally, I woke her up. And it's so crazy. And this is the debate because she literally, she didn't know, right? She didn't supposed to have a clue.
Yeah.
And I told her mama, her best friend, and her sister, don't say nothing.
Say nothing.
Camille wakes up, dog, like this. She had her hair all done. She had on makeup.
Why, hello there.
Bruh, she had makeup on.
Why, hello there.
Oh, she was smelling fresh. No morning breath. Yeah. I mean, she was just like, what are you doing here? And I was like,
had on some a little welcome to Jamaica shirt.
Oh, I'm talking about, bro, a little bikini.
Well, how ironic.
Oh, right. So I was then when I woke up and I was like, just come with me. And then she was like, where? What are you? And then a camcorder on her. And then she's like, what are we doing? And I was like, just come on with me. And then she's like, do I need? I'm like, nah, just brush your teeth and just come on with me. And then she literally brushed her teeth, came outside.
Crazy.
And I had some roses. I had a limousine.
Wow.
$36,000 before taxes. I had a limousine. And then we just got in the limousine and she literally was like, where are we going? And then all of a sudden we just pulled up to the airport. She'd never been out the country. I'd never been out the country. And so she was just like, what are we? And I was like, man, just come on with me. I just want you to take a ride with me. And then it wasn't until we got into the line because the airport was called Air Jamaica. Remember that? It was Air Jamaica. And then at that point, she was like, we're going to Jamaica? And then I was just like, yeah, we're going to Jamaica. And then she was just blown away. So we get to Jamaica And we there, and I'm like, all right, cool, I got to make this special. So, Camille liked to get her rest. She liked it. And I wake up early. So then I hurried up the next morning, and I went to the lobby, and I went to talk to the hotel manager, and I said, look, I'm going to propose to my girlfriend. I was like, I need the best singer in Jamaica. And then my man was like,
I got just the person.
I think my man called
My
his
sweet
cousin
brother
up.
Nooms.
Oh, he called his cousin up, Malcolm. I think his name was Malcolm. He said, Malcolm, yeah, man. Hey, I got a guy here who need a little singer who's singing like, he said, hey, Malcolm, he put him on the phone. He put him on the phone and said, yeah, man. He said, hey, you get on the phone, sing a little note for my man here. Man, I got on the phone. My man was like,
Wagwan, big general.
oh, bruh. He was talking in Jamaican, but then when he started
You
singing,
need a song, big man.
bruh, he sounded just like Luther. He sounded like 3 notes. I was like, yo. I said, man, I need you to
hired.
be here tomorrow. And then my man was like, I got you. Boom. And then I was like, all right, cool. I got a singer. And then I was like, man, now I already had this set up. Camille's sister was dating my friend at the time. They were dating. And then I was like, so I called Devin. And I already had Devin set. Then Devin was supposed to come the next day and surprise Camille. Like Devin and Camille, they did everything together. And then, so Camille was asleep the next day. And then I dipped out because they just got there to the hotel. I go and leave out the room. I think I told her I was going to get something. I leave out the room. I go get Devin and Tony. And as I'm bringing them back, Camille's supposed to be asleep. Camille was woke on the balcony.
Putting lotion on.
And
I saw them and I lost my mind.
And she just screamed from the top balcony. Everybody turned around. And I was like, golly.
Yeah.
So that surprise is messed up.
So did you know
But
that
it was still a
at that
surprise,
time?
though.
I still didn't know.
Oh.
I still didn't know.
She just thought because he was all kicking it
Right,
anyway.
yeah.
And so we had a great time. And then all of a sudden I had it set up at sunset about 6:30. I had it set up. They got this long pier. We was at Sandals. They had it set up this long pier. They had a gazebo in the ocean. And so I blindfolded Camille. I was like, come on. And she got dressed up, had a red dress on. She had her hair all curly. And she, and I was like, man,
I know we got some pictures. Make sure you send them to Carl and insert them in.
I was like, man, come on, take a walk with me. And then I had put a blindfold over her eyes. And then I walked her down. And as I walked her out to the pier, they had candles set up and everything. And then Tony was there videotaping. Her sister was there already. And then the Jamaican Luther Vandross was right there. And as she was walking up, we finally got up there.
That's it.
That's it. He was singing If This World Was Mine.
What it was.
And literally, I didn't take the blindfold off her. He was just singing If This World Was Mine. And then everybody was on the beach. And then when he was finished, I took the blindfold off of her. And she just looked around and seen all these people. And my man was right there. Her sister was right there. My boy was right there. And I was
You
just
gonna make
got
Camille
down.
cry on the podcast.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was getting all this. I did not know I was
You
getting
know.
all this.
And then I got down on the knee and was just like, and I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was just like, like, man, would you do me the honor of spending the rest of your life with me? And literally, we got a picture of her with me holding her hand. I'm on the knee, and she was crying. And then put the ring on her. And after that, bro, 22 years later, we here.
What a start. Anything you need to add to that? Because
It
today's
was
y'all
all
day.
true.
I know, I'm just saying,
Everything was
but
true.
when you woke up with the makeup on, that was like,
That was false because I didn't
Okay.
have on makeup.
okay.
I didn't.
Okay.
My hair
Yeah.
was done and my nails were done.
Exactly. Toes done.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right.
You going on vacation.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't even know
didn't
anything.
know
She
she was
didn't
going
know
on
no vacation
I
either.
still had to go to work every day.
And
so
it
my
was
hair
the
was
wintertime.
done. Nails were
It was the
done.
wintertime.
That was a
What woman
standard.
gets a pedicure in the wintertime?
I don't. Oh, a lot of women get pedicures.
Unless they going on vacation.
I don't even know about the pedicure part, but
Girl, I got
my
pictures
hair
of
and
your
my nails
toes.
were done.
I got pictures of your toes.
I had to go to work.
Gotta keep it cute at work.
Right.
And then more for you, Camille, what was like when y'all were young? What was the signs that you were like, yo, I'm about to marry this woman?
Ooh, that's
like,
a good question.
What was it?
When we were young, when we first started dating, no, I did not know I was going to marry her.
I knew when I was 14.
She said
told my
she told
grandmother
her
that.
grandma.
I
That
did.
is true. She told her
I did
grandma
tell her. I
at
said, "I'm gonna
14
marry
years
Jamal."
old. Said, I'm going to marry Jamal. I was so focused on just like, and I need people to hear this. I was so focused on the future. Every decision I made at that time was always to set myself up. I learned that, and I think it came from football. I noticed how in football, if I didn't prepare, I would play terrible. and we would lose. But every time I prepared, like meaning workout, ate right, just slept, studied, I was always prepared and we always won the game. And so I took that same kind of mentality just in my life. And as a youngster, I remember looking, and I didn't just like date women. I seen all my boys date females because they look fine or because they was like this or because they did this or did that. But even at a young age, like I said, I don't know. When I look back at myself right now, I'd be like, man, that younger Jamal was really like setting me up, this 46-year-old version. And even then, I seen a young girl that had qualities. For one thing, her family qualities was sick. Like, it was a young girl who, even at the age of 14, 15 years old, she also thought about, like, she cared about what her mama thought. She cared about what her father thought. Her sister, you couldn't say nothing wrong about her sister. Still to this day. You say something about Ebony or Devin, and her daddy. Oh, that's my daddy. So I was like, yo, she got this thing. My mama, she like Forrest Gump when it comes to her mama. Mama said, everything was mama said. I was like, man, she, and that's where I come from, family. Yeah. And so I saw those family qualities that I didn't see in any other female that I might have known, before. One thing that stood out too, when we started dating, she was like, I might have been like, yo, like, man, what you want to do tonight? And she'd be like, man, we going to church tonight with the family. And I remember like, church? Like, okay, we could do something else. You want to go to church? And then she was like, yeah, well, we go to church they went to church on Wednesdays, Saturdays, Sundays, Bible study. And it was like, yo, like this is, and I just remember thinking to myself, like, later on in the future, I need someone like this. She wasn't, and she made doubles, right? That's how she ended up being a junior and I was a senior, even though she was only 14 years old. But
in doubles is you skip a grade.
You skip a grade. But by the time she got to high school, she was 12 years old, I think, coming into high school, right? Mm-hmm. And so she was super immature, but yet super smart. Yeah. But just very immature, not ready for all the freedom. I'm saying not ready for the freedom.
Oh, no, I wasn't ready for that.
That's what I'm saying. Not ready for the freedom. And I was the complete opposite. Like, I never missed a day of school. I never cut class. I did everything right. I was that type of person where, and I think that when we got together, I just seen like she was super smart. And I remember just thinking to myself, I was like, man, if we have kids together one day, like these kids, hopefully they get that part of her. I had to work hard to get my C pluses, my B's. Some things just come easier to certain people. Mm-hmm. And so I saw it with her, just schoolwork. And so, but I knew now when we got to college, I knew that she was going to be my wife. I remember one time in particular, I had broke my arm. I broke my hand in football. Remember that? Mm-hmm. I had broke my hand, and I remember I didn't feel like doing nothing. I didn't feel like doing my papers. I didn't feel like writing. I didn't feel like doing anything. And I remember one time, how many page paper was that? You
maybe 10.
It was like a 10-page paper, and it was due like the neck. And I typed like this. No, sir. I typed like this. And it was like a 10-page paper, and she went and knocked that paper out. It was the best grade still to this day that I got on the paper in class.
You don't say.
Oh, I'm talking about that was the only, and she did, and she just really cared about my future. Like, she cared the same way I cared about hers. Like, I used to tell her. And I remember one point she mentioned that she didn't want to go to college. She was kind of like, she's like, yeah, I'm good, because her mama didn't go, her sister, the older sister didn't go, her dad didn't go. And she was like, yeah. And I remember telling her, like, because at this point I knew that I wanted her as my wife. And I was like, yeah, if we gonna get married, you're gonna have to at least, get a, what I'm saying? You have to at least go to college and get a college degree, because our kids are going to be looking at you and things like that. And so, so that was it, man. I just saw something different about her, to the point where, first off, she had a crazy love for God. To speak about that, I actually got saved at her church, January the 18th. When I turned 18 years old. I was 18 years old.
Wow.
And so that's just, they say the two most important decisions a man or a woman will ever make in life
Yeah.
is number one, your salvation, right? And number two,
Say it again, bro.
number one, your salvation. And number
Man.
two, the person
Man.
that you marry. And it's so crazy that mine was tied together.
Yeah. Nah. All right, boo. Come on.
What we doing?
What made you want to, you know what I'm saying? Lock it down with the kid. I mean, amongst a myriad of reasons that I'm sure people are already aware of. What's your own personal ones? If you don't. So take your time, too. We got time now. We ain't
absolutely.
rushing. Even though we got Chick-fil-A coming in. What's up, Sierra?
Hey, Sierra. Yeah, so I think for me, it's like a connection of what Camille said. But I think, first of all, we were really good friends, so I got a chance to see you and not romantically. Like, we weren't dating when I got a chance to interact with you and witness how you showed up, how you, were at the office, how you interacted with your people, how you interacted with your parents. Like, I came over for Sunday dinner. The whole team came over
Get to
for
the part
Sunday
where
dinner.
I'm fine. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not.
Let's stop playing these juvenile games and get to the part where you was like, damn.
No. Okay.
Damn, he fine.
So
Yeah, come on.
we
Shame
were
the devil.
friends. No.
Shame the devil
I'm
right
not. No. This is fact. So we were really good friends.
Yeah.
Like me and CJ were just cool. And I remember when we first met, so you might have to give a little bit of this story, but I remember someone calling my phone because I needed to come up to Michigan State to hang out with, he was doing something for all the kids coming back to school, for the people who are in the advantage. So he was like, okay, come up to Michigan State. So CJ calls me. I don't know who he is when he calls me. He's like on the phone like, hey, this is how you get to Michigan State, like telling me all these details. And I'm like, I'm not going to remember any of these details you're giving me. And I think I still got lost.
It wasn't how to get to Michigan State. It was how to get to the Old Country Buffet.
Yeah, exactly. So he's on the phone
You
listening
still
to
remember?
Oh, I remember. This is our very first. This is
It
our
was
very first phone call.
He called me to tell
He
give
was
me
like, no, he
instructions.
called me and was like, hey, this girl who, I'm working with the advantage, she don't know how to, you're the only one here from Lansing.
Right.
Tell her how to get up to where we're having our little meetup. And it was at Old Country Buffet. It was just literally like a Golden Corral.
Were you calling a lot of other students though?
No, he just told me to call you.
That's crazy.
And he was like,
'Cause
yeah,
it
she's
was
from
at least
Detroit. She
10
don't
of
know.
us.
You were in the car.
I wasn't in the car. I was at home in my room when you called me.
No, I don't think so, baby. No. You were
Okay.
on the way there.
Okay,
It
whatever.
was that same, like, within the
Yeah.
hour
Okay,
or two.
okay.
And so, yeah, we
No.
did.
Y'all had, and we over here laughing because,
No letter.
hey, back in the day, we used to have pigeons. We used to have to put a note on a pigeon. Dang.
Okay.
No, you were on your way. You were in the car because I remember you being like, oh, okay. And I was telling
Okay,
you how to
I
get
don't-
there, Saginaw. I was
Okay.
giving you the exact directions. I don't know if you remembered it or not.
No, I
remember
did
everything
remember
from
it.
that moment. How could I ever forget?
Exactly.
But anyway,
well, I'm
go
glad
ahead,
that
keep
you
going.
remember. So, and one thing I did want to highlight about that day was E put me and CJ on teams. Like, we were playing Mafia. If you know E,
Yeah.
he always loves to play
Love playing
Mafia when
Mafia.
he does get into his team building activity. So he put me and CJ on teams and we kept winning. We were like a dynasty, like taking everybody out in the game. And I was like, this is fun. But I didn't think anything of it. So we go on and a few months go past and we just became really good friends. And I admired one of the things that stood out to me as I was thinking about what Camille was sharing was that the way he treated his mom, like just being able to see that, like he wasn't, I got to see CJ without him trying to impress me. Like he was literally just my friend. So I got to see his raw self and I'm like, he is a beautiful person, like healthy, whole, the way he treated his family, the way he showed up for his friends. It was just really amazing. And I think for me, spot on to what Camille said, what took him to the next level for me was my family. I was all about my family. So to me, if a person was going to come in, you had to know, this is how I ride for these people, my mom, my siblings. I'm the second oldest. I'm the first girl. I take this I'm first one to go to college.
Yeah.
So I'm not here to play any games. So if you're not going to ride for them, and I mean like whatever, above and beyond, I'm talking cash and money to them, doing whatever, you can just go ahead and exit. So that's what I was about. And he was about the same thing. So he's actually done more for my family than I have. Like he's pushed me to do more. So he took my value and he elevated my value. Actually, he showed me how to do it even better. So I would say that's those are the things amongst the other things.
Man, so I'm gonna start with the obvious. I mean, gorgeous. Take your breath away as soon as you see her. Ain't no denying that. But for me, I think I've said it before, but for me it was, man, I just never seen somebody so locked in. Like, I wasn't a serious student. And I guess when you ain't no serious student, you kind of attract other non-serious students. So it would be crazy, but like, we would hang out and she would, like, we always call it like, oh, Candace in abstraction. Like, we'd just be in the office, everybody kicking it. It's like a mini lightweight party in there. And Candace would be like, put her headphones in and sit at the computer and not talk to nobody for like 3 hours. And we always used to be like, yo, what's up with her? And she would just be like, yo, I'm focused. Like, I don't have no time. And it was not a game. Like, every day she would come in there. We would be like, all right, we about to go to lunch. She'd be like, nope, I'm good. I'm like, do you got a test? She's like, no, I need to. And I was like, man, so right there, I was attracted to that drive and that work ethic because I was starting to just get serious about life, not necessarily school, but I met E, and E kind of had me on that next level grind, and I was looking at Candace like, whoa. Then I was looking like, okay, she younger than me. She 19, but I'm like, why is she like more focused than the 22, 23-year-olds that I'm hanging out with? And so I just always appreciated that work ethic. And then, as we started to, build our relationship and become, closer, it was just like, I wanted to be around her. You know what I'm saying? And like she said, it wasn't even romantic. Like straight up, it wasn't like she was dating, I was dating. It was like we were just like whatever. And we were like strictly just cool. Like stop, get something to eat, drop her off at the crib. And then, like I said, it started to get awkward. Like I would drop her off.
Really awkward.
And it'd be like, all right, I'm dropping you off. And they'd be like, all right, then. All right, well, I should probably go. All right, and it started getting real awkward, and then finally, I think I broke the ice and said something. And she was like, "Yeah." So we were like, "Man, we got one little challenge." E said, "It's no dating inside the family structure."
Yeah,
and I'm a rule follower.
And she's a rule follower. So, man, crazy enough, E, hit us up like very short after and was like, "Yo, y'all got my blessing. Like I see a chemistry between y'all, and I don't, I know what I said, but I feel like God's saying something else." And I mean, thank God for that.
Amen.
I'm not gonna lie, I was ready to jump that fence regardless. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if she was, but I was definitely going.
That could have been a death, the ETA.
I was gonna leap that fence.
That could have been a death.
It could have been.
Right. But you gotta get.
But even, well, go ahead.
I didn't know where you were going, but I just wanted to make sure you paused because E did take his time with us. Like he was like, "Hey, come up to the church." Like I. Just
absolutely.
Pray over you guys.
He did it in very typical E fashion.
He just really gave us a incredibly strong foundation.
Yeah. And so then after that, when we started dating, like it was like right off the rip, and like we'd be hanging out, like we'd be at her apartment. And she'll be like, oh, it's 8:30, you gotta go. And I used to be like, what? And she used to be like, no, I got class in the morning. I got an 8 o'clock class. I'm about to study, I'm about to shower, and I'm going to bed. And in the past, that wasn't always my experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I was used to, young ladies being like, oh, I can miss class. I don't, just doing whatever to like have me stay or do it. And I was like, in my mind, I didn't even realize that subconsciously, I was looking for somebody who wasn't necessarily super hung up on me. And I'm not, dissing nobody, but like, it would be like before, it was just like, I could do what I wanted. I'd be like, oh, I'll be over there in an hour. I show up 3 hours later. They were still geeked to see me. Candace was like, oh, you not here in an hour? Oh, okay, cool. Then don't come because I got a schedule to keep. And I just remember being like, yo, I appreciate that quality. And obviously, her family, what her family meant for her, like she was just driven. And I was like, yo, like I said, I tell people all the time, like, yo, my wife is a dog. And I tell her now, like we used to, early in our marriage, we used to bump heads a lot because imagine she done came from her background, mother on drugs, absentee father, and, straight A's, valedictorian, get to Michigan State. She killing the game, graduating early, all A's. And then we got married and I was like, all right, sit down, I got this. And she was like, what? I remember her
No,
literally
no,
asking
sir.
me like, yo, what makes you think you get to make the decisions?
Ooh.
And
Come
I
on.
remember
I
being like,
did.
That's that Detroit came out.
oh, bro. And she was like, I've always made the decision. Like, I don't
I
like.
made some pretty good decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it was like,
up to this
because I
point.
was
Say you was a decision.
But look, but what I was saying though, look, because I was like, wait a minute now. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, because I told her, I was like, I'm cool with you making decisions. It's not like I'm just trying, but I was like, when it's 50-50 and we deadlocked, like the decision is mine. And she was like, no, it's not. And so early on, that was a big source of, contention for us, I would say, we had a lot of huge decisions to make, right? Like we left Michigan and went, to, her rotational position with General Electric, and we moved all over the country and moved to Paris, and we had all of these big decisions to make at the time, like early on in our marriage. But I think she started, I don't know why you started trusting me more and more. And now I'll be like, hey, boo, tap into some of that dog you had early on. Because she be sitting back now like, oh, my husband got it. I ain't even worried. But I don't know what kind of.
What transitioned? I think it was just proof. I had, as Jamal talked about, I had evidence of your decision making. So we had been together long enough for me to see. And I got to be honest, I don't want to sugarcoat. I don't want to, take any extra credit. But there was decisions where we were split on that we had a compromise. It was a one decision about something. I was back in Detroit doing an internship, one of the big 4 accounting firms, and CJ didn't want me to go pick up my sister from school in the evenings or whatever, because it was like late at night, like 11 o'clock at night, downtown Detroit. And he's like, I don't think this is a good idea. And I'm like, again, my family priority now, you're conflicting, because I'm like, hey, this is my sister. You know what I mean? I'm here in the city. I'm not here that often. I want to go get her every like Tuesday and Thursday night, super late at night, and take her to where she needs to go. And that was a prior. Look at Jamal's face.
Man.
I'm on that because it's, hey, you talking about conflicting your family, but now you conflicting our family.
Absolutely.
This was marriage?
No, this was
dating.
engaged.
Yeah, engaged.
Oh, okay.
Engaged.
All right.
So this was engaged. This
I thought it was
wasn't marriage
marriage.
yet. It
'Cause I'm
wasn't
on that.
But right. So CJ.
I mean, it was like about to get married in a month, maybe. It was like that summer, I think, before we got married.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, but it was very serious. Like we were locked in. So, and I remember our compromise was I would do it for like a certain amount of days. And because I was like, well, I'll do it for this. At this point, this is going to happen, so she won't need me anymore. And literally on the actual day, like the next day. So it was supposed to be done, like, let's say the date was January 30th, or you know what I'm saying? Like it was the next day I was going out. So that means I'm in breach of the contract. Because I'm not supposed to be doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Because we agreed that it would be ending. And then I remember going out to the car, and I'm staying at my uncle's house in Detroit, and the car is completely vandalized. So someone had just ripped through all the car, and it's like someone was trying to steal whatever's in there. My uncle lives in like a courtyard.
Man,
so,
I remember, you know what? Didn't they steal like some PF Chang gift cards?
Yes, we didn't know that.
We had
until-
like $200 worth of PF Chang. We used to love PF Chang back then.
Right.
We had like
No.
$200 worth of PF Chang gift cards, and for the longest time, we was like, dang,
What
they
did they
steal
steal?
nothing.
What did they
That was
steal?
crazy. And then we was like, man, let's hit PF Chang. Oh my God, I was
what
so
they
hurt.
took. And so the interesting part was that night, my uncle lives in a courtyard. So only people who are ever in the courtyard is people who live in the courtyard. Nobody else. My uncle owns like 2 of the houses. I know everyone that should be in the courtyard. So the car is vandalized. So I'm like in shock, like, oh my gosh, what to do? So I go ahead to run back to the car, and it's a person standing in front of me or standing on the path of the courtyard with a ski mask on, looking at me. And I'm like in shock because I don't know what to do because he's in the middle between me and the house. But I don't want to go back to the car because the car is all vandalized and it's not safe there in my mind. And I just remember thinking to myself, okay, go to the house, but look at him dead in his eyes and say hello to him. And I did that. And then he just went on. But I was just like, that was God saying,
Yep.
yeah, it's time to sit down. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, and so I think it was that decision and then another decision where it's like clearly he has my 100% best interest. It's not about him. It is about me. It is about my family. All the things, we're on 100% the same page. And I think God needed to shake me up like that to get me out of my own mind. Like, you don't always make the perfect decision. So I've blessed you with this person to help you to come alongside you or you to come alongside him. And so you guys can make great decisions together. And the decision y'all made together was great, but you kept going with it, what you wanted.
Yeah.
And so I think that was the biggest signal.
Yeah, I mean, long story short, I had to build my credit score with her.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? It was
absolutely.
like, I think a lot of guys come in and they like, and I know what it says in the word, you know what I'm saying? Like, a man's supposed to be the head of the household, it's supposed to be the decision maker, but, I think men come in and they just automatically try to assume that. And that's what I did, right? I just assumed like, yo, I'm me. You know what I'm saying? And she
Yeah.
was just looking like, whoa. And so I think, because we're going to teach a little bit on this pod as well. I think for those of you who are struggling with that, you have to ask yourself, what is your credit score with your wife? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
that's
for
good.
real, what's your credit score? Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but when you make bad decisions with your credit, you can't just go up in somewhere and be like, yo, let me get a car, let me get this, let me get that. You have to have a proven track record. And I had no credit score with her. I didn't have bad credit, but I had no credit. And if you know what no
That's
credit
good.
is, no credit
Yeah.
is really bad credit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so time and time, I kept making decisions. Now, here's the thing. The other key you said was I wasn't making decisions that would benefit me. Like, the decision isn't always like what's going to be in CJ's best interest. Like, I made decisions sometimes that would be against my own best interest and our best interest. And I think that's another thing that you started to see for me was just like, I would always make decisions based on the big picture. You know what I'm saying? And so I think for us, that was a huge key. Now, everybody knows that, Ma always says, I don't like beginnings. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, everybody got a smooth beginning.
I can't
You know what I'm
stand
saying? Like, that's easy for everybody.
Yep.
I want to talk about, because I think if you think about, they always say like 50% of marriages end in divorce, right? Then I was like, man, if 50% of marriages end in divorce, I know a whole lot of people that's married and not happy. I'm like, yo, what do you think the percentage of people who are married and happy? You know what I'm saying? Like, because people who stay together now, they might be like, look, we got some kids. It's too much headache to get divorced. I would say probably another half at least. I don't know what y'all think. That's just me throwing an arbitrary number. I'm just going from my own life experience. I would say another half that
Married and happy or married and bliss?
No. Okay.
Bliss is different from
No,
happy.
we don't need it. No, we don't need. We'll say no. We're just for the sake of this. We're just gonna say happy and bliss are the same thing. Like happy, like genuinely,
Yeah,
like
they're good.
Yeah.
they're good.
Not,
Like yo,
yeah.
it ain't no.
Yeah.
No awkwardness, no tension, no just hey, we just getting by day to day. But actual bliss, we can use your word. There's so few couples. Now I want y'all to talk about for real. Let's help people who are trying to find, like, all right, cool, we married. We started off sweet. Everybody got a sweet start, right? Everybody got the proposal story. You know what I'm saying? They try to do something romantic. Boom, I got the family. Like, everybody has that, right? Not everybody has 15 years, 20,
Almost
22.
22 years, right?
30.
Married that you can say, like, yo, I'm still married to, like, my best friend on a daily basis. Not like, oh, we had some good days and bad days. Like, no, like, legit, like, this is your person. What would y'all say the biggest keys to y'all marital success now and have been since the early stages where everybody was bliss, right? That first few years, you might not have kids yet. You just start having kids, they babies. What's been some of those factors from both of y'all perspective that has allowed y'all to stay bliss, as Jamal would say?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, man.
I think agreement. I think
That
we
one.
walk in agreement. I think we work well together. I think we're a great team. We know how to have a difference of opinion, but still work towards one common vision or one goal. And I always wanted like our marriage to be like, if somebody's like, oh, what you want your marriage to be about? I want our marriage to like show people what two people can accomplish when they get in an agreement and they got God on their side, And I think there's something that we do well.
Is that something you had to work on or work towards? Like, how do you? Okay, I hear what
Yeah,
you're saying.
that's
How do
good.
I get to agreement? That's what we're trying to get to. But
Agreement, definitely, it takes time. It takes maturity. It takes negotiation. It takes some compromise. I can't say we were always in agreement. Considering the fact that we've been together so long, like a lot of our arguments, we were in high school, we were in college. So by the time we got married, like we had argued about everything already. Like, and when we got married, it was really nothing to argue about anymore. I do remember, like early on in our marriage, we already moved into Wabash, and Jamal is just like, go, drive, and you know what I mean. I'm just real laid back, like and I think he used to get bothered or upset a little bit that
Pissed.
That's good. Come on.
Pissed. Perturbed.
Yeah, that's good.
that I
That's
didn't
real.
have all
A
of
lot
that
of men
drive
struggle with that.
he had. Like, I gotta get up, I gotta get it.
what were you expecting her to like support that more, or
No,
did you want her to jump in and be like fixing doors at the properties? Or something?
I wasn't fixing doors.
Bro, I'm saying, what was the frustration?
Yeah,
though?
the frustration was that, and it's something, bro, and it's so crazy that I couldn't put a name on it.
I don't think I could either.
I couldn't at the time until really the E came around with the assessment. Then I was like, oh, I was looking for her to be me.
That's good.
And I used to
I
always
think
tell him, you can't get mad at me because I'm not like you.
And I was trying to make her into me. I think a lot of people, teaching moment, I think a lot of husbands, a lot of wives, whatever, we look for our spouse to be us. And I'm guilty of it. In the beginning, I'm like, yo, I'm doing this. Why you not doing that? In a way saying, I need you to do this.
Yeah.
It wasn't about me.
I don't even know what he wanted me to do.
I just was like, yo, if I got up and worked out, it's like, come on, let's go together. Let's,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I work out 2 times a day. I've been doing this my whole life. I everything. I read books. I'm over here reading books, and she watching.
I was buying you books.
She was buying me books.
Come on, you do your part, sis.
Right.
Come on.
But I didn't see value
bought
in
the damn
it.
book?
To the first ET.
I didn't see value
ETA
in that in the
conference.
beginning. In the beginning, she'll go to Atlanta with her friends and bring me back an investment book because she know I like reading books. And I'm like, yo, why you not? I finished reading it, and I'm like, all right, your turn. And she's like, no, that's not, that's for you.
Yeah. It's your
And
book.
I'm like, that would your book. That's your book. I'm gonna sit right here and watch these Real Housewives.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yo, like, no, why you not doing this with me? And so in the beginning, I did not see value in her because she was actually supporting the dream back then by giving me books to read and supporting, me in this investment thing that I was doing. But she wasn't doing it. I think in the beginning, I got frustrated. In the beginning, I might have, took offense to that. But then over time, I realized like, oh, that's me.
Yeah.
It's me.
Yeah.
It's like, if I did not change that way of thinking, I would be thinking even to this day, like, why you not speaking? Like, why you ain't getting on the stage speaking? Like, man, no, that's me. She got her own things. And then once I realized that, I said, oh, okay, cool. It's things that she do that make this marriage and this family successful. It's things that I do. And then I think about it now, in the maturity in me now, it's like, you don't even really want a spouse that do exactly what you do.
Right.
Because it's if Camille did exactly what I did, bruh, we wouldn't have no money in the bank because we would be buying up. And I'm talking about every dollar coming the door, I'm investing in. You know that about me. Everybody know I'm addicted to investing. I'm a junkie. I love to invest.
Yeah.
I just love it. You know that.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's like, yo, okay, I know we got that account, this property, this. Could we get a little bit just in the bank, just in case? And I don't like the banks, but you need that. Bruh, I get up, I work out all day. I wake up early in the morning before everybody wake up. If me and Camille did that, it's kind of like, yo, so it's like you want someone, that's why I guess opposites attract. You need somebody who's going to fill in the gaps on where you're not accomplishing or what you're not doing. And so she was able to fill in the gap. I go all day without eating. I will work out. I will go handle business. I will go to I won't eat. I need someone who's going to be like, yo, like, let's eat.
Slow down.
Slow down.
Yeah.
Like I could keep going put me put a gym in my room or in my hotel, and I'm gonna be in that. Camille might just be like,
So
let's just relax.
So here's a question for y'all then. During those times when you did feel a little frustrated and irritated by like, hey, what's going on? How did y'all not allow that to penetrate and affect the marriage, right? Because I think there are people who would say in that situation, it starts to become a divide where you do kind of have those, hidden resentments where it's like you ain't talking about it all the time, but I'm kind of looking at you like, dang, you ain't doing nothing or you doing too much or, you know what I'm saying? Like, how did y'all not let that become a hindrance to the growth in your marriage? Because I never really heard y'all talking about like no rough patch in your marriage or anything like that. So even though you had those feelings and you might have been looking at him like, hey, brother, man, chill out a little bit. How did y'all still seamlessly move through a happy, blissful marriage during that time when you have those disagreements?
I think because even in it.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I want to hear Camille's perspective because she's the receiver of the situation. Like
what? What are you talking about? Yo.
No, stop. I'm just saying, like, okay, I can't say anything right. You know what I mean, Camille. I can't even say it. Yeah. I can't even say it. So I want to hear your perspective because he's putting that pressure on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I didn't take it as pressure. I just took it, okay, that's Jamal.
But you didn't feel like he was like, you need to be like...
He did. But I mean, I was just pretty strong in my stance. Well, you can't make me be you. And that's it. That's all. We're not going to sit here and argue about it and get into fights about it. It's like, okay. And again, even during that time, he never even said what he wanted me to do. So even now, but...
Well, he said he wanted you to read a little investment book here or there.
I did say I wanted her to read.
I don't think it was anything like that, but
I didn't need her to do anything.
And it was so long ago, I probably don't even remember all of the intricate details, but I do remember having those conversations, and I do remember saying, you can't be mad at me because I'm not like you. Again, I don't even know what he wanted me to do, but I do believe I read somewhere that, same and same can't produce fruit, and our differences and being able to fill in the gaps, I think that has what helped us to build the way we've been able to build and produce the fruit that we have been able to produce, as well as that agreement. That agreement is heavy.
So is that okay? So let's get to that, because is that something y'all do on a regular basis where it's like, all right, we have a monthly meetup. All right, we in agreement with this. The kids got this. We in agreement with this. Like, because I think like it's almost like shout out to Rob Wilson. We said it before, but like if you're not intentionally trying to get wealthy, you might end up accidentally broke.
I love that.
And if you're not intentional about being in agreement, you could accidentally end up in disagreement. You know what I'm saying? So like, what's the intentionality behind y'all being on one accord and being on the same type of time? Is that something that we just wake up and we just feel like we in agreement, or are there conversations had, or is there work done? What is that?
I would say like one big thing is even early on, like when we even started the daycare centers, and that goes back to that vision thing. Once you create a concrete vision that you both can see, that's important. A lot of times the man, let's say, might have a vision and he doesn't really explain the vision to the spouse. I was guilty of it in the beginning. I would just do things without really explaining it too much. But now I found over the years that I'm able to paint a picture of what it is that I see and what it is that we're doing and why we're doing it. When you paint that picture, you paint that vision. Now, like CJ always talk about reverse engineering, you're able to, so the vision is the destination on where we're going, right? And then now what's the steps that we need to get there? So now it's easier to come to an agreement on, on everything that leads up to us accomplishing the vision. But the key point is that when you talking to your spouse about the vision, y'all have to be in agreement with the vision first. Once you're in agreement with the vision, right? Then it's like, all right, cool. All these other little details don't matter. Of what, it is almost like, all right, cool. If we're going to take a trip somewhere, and if that trip, we driving to Florida, right? And Florida, if we agree that we want to take a trip to Florida, right? That's, all right, cool. Now, do we want to drive a car? Do we want to take a train? Or do we want to fly a plane? No matter which one of those vehicles we choose, we still getting to Florida. So now we got to just sit back. Which one makes sense? So now these little minute decisions are super small, right? All right, cool. Why do you want to take a plane versus why I want to drive? Oh, well, because, we can get there quicker. The kids get restless. Oh, well, I want to drive because, I like the scenery. We're going to save money. No matter which decision we choose or come to an agreement with, they both are decisions that's going to get us to Florida. That makes sense?
Yeah. But who makes the final call when you guys aren't when it's a split decision? How do you guys handle those situations? Is it your call on everything?
No, it's not my call on everything. No, I would not say it's my call. What would you say? Because I'm answering, but I don't think that I don't pull the trump card on you. I don't think.
No, I don't pull a trump card unless I have to. Like a lot of times, there's not a lot of times that I have a whole lot of pushback. I used to think like that little characteristic of mine of being agreeable was like a bad thing. But I think now that I'm getting older and I'm seeing, I don't know, I'm seeing how it has actually affected me or how it has affected my life. I'm looking at it more as a positive. Yeah. But if I have to, then, we can go back and forth. But I don't even know how to really explain it.
No, I mean, but one time, we just give an example. One time we was in agreement, and then it kind of shifted. And that was
Okay,
that
so
was
you
that was
changed
that
it.
was Little J.
Oh, okay.
That was
Okay.
Little J. That was the
Yeah.
one time that, where we were both in agreement on having a child and having a son. We were both in
Right.
agreement.
Yeah.
But then after 6 years of trying, we got out of agreement. And then it was kind of like, I wanted to still keep going. By the way, I would have kept going for another 7 years. I think y'all know me now to know my personality.
Yeah, I'm not-
I would have
I
kept
would-
going right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Bill's
yeah.
been 57. Like,
Listen,
Abraham,
baby, I'm
hey,
tired.
Sarah was in her 90s. So
Baby,
why
I'm
you
tired.
you only in your 60s, Sarah in her 90s. She got 30 years on you. You still ain't? That was my mentality.
Right.
And I would have kept going. I promise you I would have kept going. But that was the time where, it was like, all right, we didn't agree.
And God had to change
This is
something
God.
in me.
Remember.
He had to, because there was a point I was like, I don't want any more children. I'm happy with the 2 that we have. I don't want to try to push it. I don't want to maybe it's not happening because, it's not
it's
supposed
not
to happen.
will.
We got 2 healthy children. Let's just be happy with
And
the
I'm
2
like, maybe it
that
ain't
we
happening
have.
because the Bible said, ask and it shall be given. I'm like, seek and you shall find. We ain't seeking hard enough. Maybe we ain't asking the right question. Maybe we ain't. So I'm coming on this side. She coming from that side. And I think that she might have eventually saw that my want for a son outweighed her not really needing, if that makes sense. I think my
She said the Lord just had to
Yeah,
touch
that's
her.
it. That's
but that's what the Lord saw
Oh, yeah.
that my want.
Right.
The Lord saw.
that's
what I'm
the
saying.
exact same reason I got a vasectomy. I was like, my not want was stronger than her want. So I was like, all right, cool.
And my want was stronger than her now.
Yeah, there you go. That's what. Seriously, I got a vasectomy. I looked at it. I was like, look, I'm at 0% want. You at 51. That don't equal. I need you to be at 110.
I wasn't at
to bring
0.
this curve up.
No, she wasn't at
Oh,
0.
I was at 0.
And even
Listen.
still to this day, she could probably remember, like, I was telling her, like, I would see.
But do you
This-
think you weren't at 0 because he wanted a son so bad,
No.
so you had to leave the door open a little bit?
I think it changed depending on what year it was. So
Dang.
at the time where
I forgot. For years. Yeah,
and then when you sit up here rocking a baby, it's hard to be thinking about another baby.
Mm-hmm.
So I think my percentage went back and forth depending on the years, and then God changed something in me totally, and then I was on board.
Wait, so you got back on board late?
You sound like it.
It was just kind of like back and
It
forth.
wasn't on
The
board,
percentage
like
was-
all in on board. It kind of just happened.
Yeah, it was.
Like I said, it just literally let go and let God. And then one day she called me and was like, I think you need to come home. And I came home and she was like, yo, I'm pregnant. But wait a minute, your track record ain't good. You got 2 girls. And I was like, no, it's a boy. I was like, it's a boy. I was like, I don't even need to. It's a boy.
How worried were you about it being a girl and disappointing him?
I wasn't worried. Because at that point, it is what it is. So,
Oh, this Negro went and got checked out.
I mean, well, I was over the age.
But she didn't tell me.
Yeah.
She went and she knew she was having a boy months before she even told me.
Are you serious, Camille?
Yeah.
Did you say you didn't want to
I
know?
never heard that part of the story.
Me neither.
Oh, that's the
I
truth.
mean, that was just a part of it. You know, once you like over a certain
They went
age
to the
of
doctor.
30 and you still having babies, it's like geriatric.
why didn't you tell
so you got to have all
immediately?
these extra tests. Oh, because I wanted it to be a big deal.
It was like
it was a
8
gender
years ago,
reveal.
9 years ago to this day. She
your
did it for my
birthday?
birthday.
Yeah,
she did
it
a
was a big
reveal
deal.
party.
It was a big
She had this at not Planet High. What hotel was that?
Hard Rock.
Hard Rock. She had this big old suite, man, duplex suite. It's crazy. Downtown Chicago, and she invited all my family and friends. I mean, all my friends, and it was my birthday, which I thought was just a birthday party. It wasn't a gender reveal; it was a birthday party. And then they bring in this box, and then my boys was clowning me because it was like a little box. They was like, "Man, Camille got you a midget stripper," and they thought that it was like a little midget in the box. And
Little person.
little person. Excuse me, little person. And I remember opening up, and it was it was boy stuff, and I remember everybody.
The blue balloons
It
came
wasn't
out.
one dry eye in it. I'm talking about some of the hardest people to cue. Everybody in there
knew.
crying. Everybody was crying, and everybody, because they knew how bad, I wanted a son. And it was just a huge celebration. It was just a great time, man. It was crazy. But that vision, I remember, and that's why the vision, going back to that, is so important. Because I remember even telling Camille, like, I was like, the only reason why, like, I'm always, so as a man, as a husband, it's our responsibility, it's our duty, right? To not just protect to have your wife's back, but you have to go in front of her. You have to have her front.
That's good.
And the way you have her front is you have to be the visionary. You have to go into the future, and you have to see the things that you're going to need, not today, but you're going to need later in the future.
Yeah.
And so that's something that I've done as a husband. I think it's been powerful in our marriage where, okay, cool, we're in bliss today, right? But how is our life going to be when we turn 60? What is it, the things that we're going to need at 60? Health-wise, are we going to be okay? Are we going to need extra health care? Are parents going to be this age? Are they going to, do we have space for them to move in if need be? Do we have care set up? Like, you have to think about all of these things that you're going to embark on. And the reason why I don't like beginnings is because in the beginnings, it's the start, right? It's the beginning of the line.
Yeah.
Everybody in a race. Nobody is tired when the gun goes off and everybody starts to run. Everybody is going, everybody's in shape, everybody's smiling, everybody's about the same pace. But it's not until you get to a certain point.
The ninth mile.
The ninth mile is not until you get to that ninth mile where that endurance, where you're working out, you're training, it shows itself. And so as a husband, as a man, I find that successful marriages are the ones where you have gone in front of your marriage and you literally think about everything that could help destroy your marriage or anything, that outside force that could come in, and you have to go. And that's why I was so big when we were talking before about your spouse not working if she chooses, because I knew that in the future we were going to have kids. I knew we were going to have at least 3 kids. I knew that my wife would not be able to be 100% her, right? While going to work for 8 hours every single day and getting the stress at work, and then still being this wife that I had a vision of, her being. So I went into the future and said, let me invest in things so that it can give her relief. And so she won't have to be stressed out later on in life. And I think that's what a lot of people miss on. But even with my son, I had that vision of, and I remember telling Camille, I said, the only reason why you're tired, or the only reason why because you haven't seen him. I went into the vision even with Junior, and I said, you haven't seen him. And I said, this little boy talks all the time. If I'm wrong, tell me. If they live on, I said, this little boy talks all the time. I said, he is going to be super special. I said, the relationship that y'all going to have, I said, is going to be amazing. I said, you don't even know. I said, the relationship y'all going to have, I'm not even going to have with him. And I was like, the only reason why you are ready to give up is because you have not seen him. And then when that little boy,
Camille was like, boy, let me go to sleep.
nah, she
Tired of all
but
that.
is he not exactly how I spoke of from my dreams and my vision?
Yes.
I was even able to describe him to her. I said he looked like a little Mexican kid and he got all this hair. When he was born, he had a whole bunch of hair and everything. Like I literally, that vision I think was what kept not only my marriage alive, but it even kept Junior alive, because without that vision, literally, I probably would have gave up too. And I think a lot of marriages are visionless. And when you're visionless, then you just give up because you haven't seen the end result of what's going to come into your marriage.
All right, babe. They word is agreement. What's ours?
No, so I would say it. No. I think it's a version of the same thing, because I was just going to say being on one accord. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. With whatever phase, like I don't prescribe to any set rules. Whatever you two agree the rules are, those are what the rules are, if that makes sense. So for me and you, the agreement was, or the one accord was, I would work. I would go into corporate America and I would do that. Now, over the time, we kept having those conversations to making sure that we were still on one accord about that. And I think one of the biggest things for me and you is that we learned in year one of our marriage was communication. We are on the same team, period. And if anyone knows my husband, and I know everyone listening to this podcast knows how he is, he's super persuasive and convincing.
No.
So to argue with this man, as everyone knows, it's not fun.
No. He's the easiest.
He's not a fun person to argue with. And so
actually, he is.
Well, not for me.
For someone who likes to argue.
Right, for someone who likes to argue.
Yeah.
So we had made an agreement because we would be arguing so long. Because he's not going to your point, he has a vision of winning. So he's like, I'm not going to give up on this argument. You don't see the end. Whatever. So I'm like, okay, this is how it's going to work. We're going to argue. I'm going to say my part.
And as many times we argued back then, I never hollered at you. The first time I hollered at you was about 2 months ago. Remember?
We'll get into that.
I think I said it on the pod already. No, you don't worry about it.
Okay, anyways, yeah.
And Disney.
And it was very rude. But anyways.
I have to hear that story.
You didn't hear it come out?
No.
Okay, you might have to recap it. But really quick. So communication, we're on the same page. And so CJ, very persuasive. So I said, hey, we're going to argue, but at the end of the day, I am going to let you win, because I'm going to be tired of arguing with you. I don't want to argue. Yes.
When did that kick in? Well, year 2. Well, yeah.
That was year 1 when we did. Whenever
you
in
just said
Houston,
you're gonna let me win.
I'm going to let you win the argument,
Listen.
so that we don't have to argue.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sweating right now. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to let you win,
Yeah.
so it can be over. But because I lost, I'm competitive too. I don't want to lose.
But she get turned up. That's when she punched me one time.
Hey,
This
what
is
y'all
all
got
in the
going
same
on?
2 months, okay? First year.
What y'all got?
First year was very
Slapped me.
aggressive.
She slapped me.
How come everybody that's in the seat is violent?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Karate Candy.
Whatever.
Wow.
So yes,
She smacked me one time.
I did, because, but again, this is all around the same time. This is actually the same situation what I'm talking about of us arguing. So do I have to explain why I smacked you?
No, you don't have to
You
explain.
have to explain.
No. Go ahead. Camille look like she want to hear it. Look.
Wait,
go ahead.
no, I'll explain
Give
in
him
a
the tea.
second. But let me finish this one part, then I'll go to that.
Yeah.
But I think it was just, hey, we need to be on one accord. I'm going to let you win, and then you need to make me feel like I won. So you won, but I need to feel like I won. So whatever, so we can get back on one accord. That's what it all comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
If we're beefing out with each other, we're not on one accord, and our life doesn't work with us not on one accord. I like one accord. But what situation happened was, this is me. I'm from the city. I'm from Detroit. You don't disrespect me. You don't come at me a certain way. So we were in a car, and I don't know what we were talking about, but he had a parking pass in his hand.
Hold on. Let me preface this by the fact that I didn't know she was tight. I thought we was having a funny, friendly,
well, you are always having a funny, friendly thing with people, and they're not. Everybody doesn't feel the same way.
But she was getting like actually tight. But I didn't know that. In my spirit, I was like, thought we was just riding.
But I don't even know what we were talking about. What were we talking about? Do you know?
No, I don't even remember.
So what did you do?
I just remember being like so like appalled that you would smack me. It wasn't even like a anger type situation.
Seeing Candace smack somebody is crazy. So what happened was you had a card in your hand. So we were talking. It was like a credit card feel. So it was a parking pass, like something you scan to get into your apartment building.
Okay.
So he took it, and we were talking about something. He's like, girl, you don't know what you're talking about. And he pops me on the mouth.
Oh,
with
you
the,
shot first.
Put it like this.
And then I like swung at him and hit
Oh, hey,
Okay.
the check came out.
But look, okay.
So, babe, so I don't care what we were talking about. You don't
Okay.
pop me in the mouth.
Hold on. But now listen. She's saying I popped her in the mouth.
Yes, you did. Like
Yeah,
I was
that's
a
what
little
that sounds
kid.
like. Yeah.
Oh, you gonna take it and you're just gonna go like this?
If I shave my head, I'd take the hat off.
I want you to focus on here right now. Don't you worry about when you get home. You concentrate on this opportunity. You don't worry about tomorrow. You concentrate on this opportunity with all your might, with all your soul, with all your...
I'm in this awkward situation that I'm embarrassed about. We both living in our shame. I said, you hiding addiction, and I'm hiding that I'm pregnant. I said, but I'm just letting you know how you could throw Eric away.
Oh, wait a minute, man. You're a little bit angry. You about to shoot him.
Who in the hell you think I'm talking about? I said, nigga, you was already dead. I just needed to get to you. Come on, you being a...
Do you think there's another level of forgiveness in you?
I forgave her, but she was dying.
You're such a thug, mama. You're a thug.
Thank you so much for rocking with us as always, right? We don't take it lightly, guys. And we hope that we've provided transformation and not just information. We want you to become the best version of yourself, right? Make sure you check out the show notes to access all the important links and get your product discounts. Now, one favor we're asking of you, do us this favor. Make sure you subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We want to know your feedback on how we can serve you better. And if there's anyone that you think could benefit from listening to this show, please, I'm begging you, please share it with them. And remember, as E always says, if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.
Second quarter living, over with. Third quarter living, stick a fork in it, baby. It's over with. Can you believe it? We are in fourth quarter living. It's the final one. So I'm pumped up. I'm excited. Look, it's a sense of urgency, but I love fourth quarter living. Why? All right, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. You got to put in effort. You got to put in work, perseverance. You got to have a dream. You got to have a goal. But when you get to the fourth quarter, if you've done what you're supposed to do, baby, it's like a train. It's like a locomotive. You are moving, right? And your momentum will propel you. You say, E, what are you talking about, E? Y'all saw it. Last August, you saw it, Secrets to Success. It went viral, right? Your boy was putting in work. I was doing my thing. But this year, notice that an athlete came on and my man took the message and put it behind his thing, and it shot up more than it shot up when I did it on my own a year ago. Are you hearing what I'm saying? A year later, I didn't have to put forth no effort. I didn't have to do anything. The work that I put forth last year, that sucker was like a train. Chicka, 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 doo, doo. And she was moving and picked up speed. Let me tell you something. After my man, I think it's Giovanni, after my man did that, I talk about your boy from East Carolina University. After he did the video, I promise you, every single day I'm getting a call from another high school, college, or professional team want me to come in and talk. So listen to me, fourth quarter living. I got some special stuff for you, fourth quarter living. All right, but I got to pause for a minute because we're going to dedicate this. We're going to slow down for a minute. My girl Moni told me, E.T., you like a locomotive. You like a train. Like you moving it. You don't stop for people to jump on, right? You like in warp speed. So I'm going to slow down today. And I just want to talk to my procrastinators, all right? I want to talk to those of you in September, and you know we're close to finishing your goals. You know we're close to making your dreams become a reality. You still talking about it, or you've been doing it, but you haven't given it 120%. Like you don't want it as bad as you want to breathe. So I want to talk to y'all because I do want you to know, even though I'm going to be talking to that other group, I do want you to know this, that it's not too late. So a couple things I want to share with you. Number one, you better catch this. Number one, okay, and I laugh when I read some of the comments, like people making comments on my comment, all right? That's not what this is about, all right? E.T. did not tell you that being successful is about money. I didn't say it was about driving a Maybach. I didn't say it was about living in a gated community. Listen to me very closely. All I'm trying to do for you is what you said you were going to do. I'm trying to push you to do what you said you were going to do. You said you were going to finish your book this year. Listen to me. You said that you were going to take the MCAT this year. You said it. You said that you were going to graduate this year. You were going to finish college this year. You said you were going to run a marathon, right? This is what you said out of your mouth. All I'm doing is I'm saying, listen to me, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you should do this, you should do that, you should do this. I didn't tell you all year what you should do. But what I did tell you is don't talk about it, be about it. So the fourth quarter, I'm going to push you, right? I'm going to push you. I'm going to push you, just like I say in my book. Carl, do me a favor. Make sure you show that in the book real quick. I got to show you that section. I talk about push, right? Push until something happens. All right? So that's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get you to do what you said you were going to do, because by now you should be tired. All right? You should be tired of talking about it, and you should be at a place where you're doing something about it. All right? So 2 things, man. I'm pumped up. 2 things. 2 things I want to share with you. All right? Because I'm not judging you. All right? The ET has never judged you. I'm not putting you down. I'm not trying to make you look bad. All right? And I always share my own personal story. So 2 things. The first one was, and you heard me say it, it took me almost 10 years, man, to finish this book. From the first time I talked about this book, and you say, E.T., how did it happen? How did you get to a place where you stopped talking about it and you completed it? All right, I want to share this with you. I got tired, right? Carl, can you go to the book and just show them the chapter that say enough is enough? All right, I don't want to give you the book before you get the book, but I just want to show you, because I want you to know I'm not just talking about this because of TGIM. I'm writing about it because it's my story. And so I got tired. Tired of what? I got tired of people asking me, yo, E.T., where you at with the book, right? And I'm telling you, I don't know what happened. I'm going to keep it real with you. I'd always write the book. Every year, I would start, and I would go chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. And for some reason, I couldn't get past chapter 3. Every single year, all right? So I picked the book up. I start, boom, chapter 1. I get chapter 1. I get chapter 2. I get chapter 3. I sit the book down. All right, all kind of stuff happening. You know, sports, I'm playing video games, I'm going to the movies. Look, all kind of stuff happening, right? And then I finally got to a place where I got to chapter 4, and then I stopped. And this year was the first year that I said to myself, E.T., enough is enough, right? Look, yesterday, I made my last excuse yesterday, and I'm talking to somebody. The reason why you have not become successful, the reason why you are not like a locomotive, the reason why you're not having success in your life is because every single day you got an excuse. And I need you to do me a favor. I made my last excuse yesterday, my last reason. I came up with my last reason yesterday of why I can't do what I'm supposed to do. And so I need you to do me a huge favor. All your excuses, all your good reasons, everything that's keeping you from doing what you're supposed to do, I need you to put it behind you and say, yesterday was the last day for that foolishness. Yesterday was the last day to say, I don't have enough money to do this. I don't have enough money to go to school. I don't have enough money to get a computer. I don't have what it takes. I'm not smart enough, right? I don't write well enough. I don't sing well enough. That's why I didn't do my CD. I didn't write my book because I'm not on that level. Listen to me. You better hear what I'm saying. Yesterday was the last day that I want to hear an excuse. It's over with. All right. So the other thing you gotta understand, that was deep for you, boy, and I wrote it down. I gotta see this right here. All right. Listen to me. I said to myself, you know, after the first year, the second year, the third year, the fourth year, not completing my book and seeing people. Can I tell y'all that my boy Jeremy Anderson, it was a student of mine. I'm 10 years older than Jeremy, and one day I got a book in my hand called A Prodigy, right? From prodigal to prodigy. This kid that I taught had wrote his book. It was completed. It was done. He sent me 2 copies. I was embarrassed. I said, listen to me. No more defeats. No more defeats, man. No more. I was tired of feeling defeated. I was tired of talking about I was going to do it and didn't do it. And I hated the feeling of when somebody asked me, yo, E, where the book? I ain't got it. That was 10 years ago. Yo, E, have you finished the book? Kagia got on my nerve. Kagia kept calling me, E, where are you in the book? Why haven't you finished the book? Or I'm on the road and somebody said, you should write a book. Or somebody hit me on YouTube, said, yo, E.T., great speech. You got a book? I need to buy the book. I was tired of defeat. I was tired of defeat. I was tired. I'm going to say it because maybe you're not hearing me. I was tired of getting beat. I was tired of defeat. I said, I'm going to get it done. All right, now watch this, because you're a procrastinator. And this is how I did it. I said, the last time you wrote a book, you got the 3, you got the 4 chapters. So the first thing I need you to do is just get to chapter 3, chapter 4. Right? And when I got to chapter 4, I said, just get to chapter 7. Don't worry about finishing the whole book. Don't worry about this big goal, because every time you set this big goal, you never get it accomplished because you never break it up in manageable pieces. So after I got to chapter 4, I was like, yo, E, let's get 5, 6, 7 done. And when I got to chapter 7, I knew it was only, listen to me, I knew I only had to write 14 chapters. And I said, I'm halfway there, baby, I'm halfway there. And when I got to 7, I did 14. And when my editors got to the chapters, they said you could break 14 into 21 and it turned into 20, listen to me, 21 chapters, 212 pages. All right, so this is it. I'm talking about procrastinators. You still have time. Don't quit. Don't give up. You still have time. You can do it. You can make it happen, but you can't do it procrastinating. You can't do it talking about it, all right? So I just want to go back and recap, because I want to make sure you hear what I'm saying. I'm not telling you to do the ET way. I'm not telling you to write a book. I'm not telling you to speak. I'm not telling you to do what I do. But I dare you, I double dare you to do exactly what you said you were going to do when the year started, because it's not too late. It's not too late. 2011 is not over. All right, it's not over. Whatever you said. Now, some of us, we already in the 2012 making it happen, baby. But for those of you who still in 2011, you haven't finished it, there's still time left in the game. But there's a sense of urgency, because after the 4th quarter, there are no more quarters. And listen to me, boo. This is not hockey. It's not win, lose, or draw. It's win or go home. Do you hear what I'm telling you? You ain't got time to play no more. You got 4 quarters left. You hear me? You got September, October, November, December, and you really ain't got all of September. We halfway. You got 3.5 months. All right, so all I want you to do is what you said you were going to do. I want you to stop talking about it. I want you to stop telling people about it. And I just want you to go in a corner somewhere and get it done. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Are you hearing what I'm saying? Number 2, I need you to say enough is enough. Yesterday, my last excuse. Yesterday, I cried my last cry. Yesterday, I'm making no more excuses. And watch me, my final one. My final one. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Listen to me very closely. My final one. You better hear what I'm telling you. My final one. You got to get sick and tired of defeat. Aren't you tired of getting beat? Aren't you tired of being on the losing end? I want you to know what it feels like to finish something. I can't explain to y'all. My life has gone to a whole other level. When I finished that 4-year degree, when I finished that master's degree, when I finished my book, can I explain to you how my life has changed in just 1 month? The fact that people know I'm finished with the book. I'm getting engagements that I never got before. I got companies calling me that never called me before. Not because I finished a book, but because I finished something. They see me as a person that follows through. And I want you to know, when I used to feel defeat, it felt bad. But there's a total different feeling when you accomplish stuff. You got a different level of credibility from people. People see you different. People are willing to do things for you that they've never done before. You have credibility that you never had before. And so I encourage you, follow through. Finish. Yo, it's your boy E.T. Listen to me, you heard what I told you before. I told you in the last episode when my aunt died. Listen to me, I just buried my aunt. All right, I just buried my aunt a couple days ago. But sometimes in life, you gotta mourn. It's a time and season for all. But then you gotta get up. Your wife died, get up. You got a divorce, get up. You failed a test, get up. You got kicked out of college on academic probation, get up. Get up, right? Forget the past, because that's exactly what it is, the past. And make the rest of your life the best of your life. It's your boy E.T. Get busy living. I see.
The world is yours. So work hard and you can have whatever it is you want. Thank you guys for your time.